The major arcana begins with the fool setting out on a journey with innocence, carefree, and a leap of faith into the unknown. And in this stage, looking at this card, you can see fool as literally a child, an ignorant, innocent, naive child with no experience of whatsoever, but with lots of curiosity and openness to the world, willingness to learn and explore everything that is around and in front of him. The Fool is considered to be the only one true tarot card, by the way, because he is actually us, he is you, he is me, he is everyone as we go through our life journey. That's why the Fool card is numbered 0, because 0 is the number before numbers as it represents both emptiness and infinity, thus the number of unlimited potential. And the card of the Fool appears during a reading, usually when the seeker is ready for a certain change, and is also one of the travel cards, as that's exactly what it represents. If you look at the card itself, you can see a traveler. A young man stands on the edge of a cliff that represents the unknown, and he's carrying a bundle with all his belongings at the end of a pole slung over his right shoulder. Now, this bundle symbolizes the collective unconscious of humanity, and we can say really very little else since the Fool in this stage is quite naive, as we already stated. He's ignorant, innocent, inexperienced, and that's why the bundle looks to be so light, and that lightness suggests that the Fool is not burdened by the past, by the future. He's not worried about what could go wrong. He is not overly concerned with material possessions. And all of that allows him to move forward freely and with trust in the process. And you see that in his left hand, he's carrying a white rose that represents innocence, purity, and rebirth. Exactly this image reflects the Fool's archetype as a traveler, adventurer, and seeker of new experiences. You can see how he just carelessly dances his way on the very edge of the precipice, while a small dog barks at him to warn him of the danger ahead. Or it seems that he is deeply convinced of his pet and sure that he will not fall into the abyss and continues, regardless of the dog's warning bark, illuminated by the bright and warm rays of the sun. Whether upright or reversed, the Fool challenges you to embrace the unknown with an open heart, be spontaneous, trust your instincts, because it is a card of infinite possibilities and the boundless potential of the human spirit. It's all about taking that first step of starting something new with faith in the final outcome. And this could apply to a literal journey, to career change, a new relationship, almost anything in life that has its beginning that we start working on. And this card is often interpreted as a sign to take a chance, throw caution to the wind, and follow our dreams. So now let's have a look at some meanings of the Fool card in its upright position. As the card numbered 0, the Fool represents pure potential. We already said that. It is a reminder that anything is possible and that you can shape your future. Then, the Fool embodies childlike wonder and innocence, suggesting approaching life with curiosity, openness, and a willingness to explore without any preconceived notions. The Fool is unburdened by societal expectations or worries about the future, about the past. And nothing is worrying him. He is just curious, and it represents freedom from constraints and the ability to live in the moment. This card also indicates that the changes ahead carry a dose of risk. Although the Fool's journey is full of potential and the Fool is simply taken by impulsiveness and ambition, It's possible that you're blinded by all the positive aspects surrounding you and just cannot see both potential dangers and risks. Therefore, before making any major decision, just consider all the positive and negative possibilities. And if you feel stuck or limited, now is the time to leave your comfort zone. The Fool encourages us to face our fears and forces us to overcome the resistance to changes that stop us. So we need to overcome our fears and move forward with faith in ourselves and the universe. This card encourages us to embrace new adventures with an open heart and open mind. And it is also possible that you hesitate about an important decision, let's say, and this card then tells you that now is the right time to accept changes. You are now ready for them, and you should dare to leap of faith. With the Fool in your career, it may be time for a new job or to start your own business that you've been always dreaming of, because there will be big opportunities for advancement, many new ideas, fresh energy. But do not rush in. Research your opportunities and the risks. And then, after you've done your research, don't be afraid to take that leap of faith. And lastly, regarding love, the Fool is not really promising a commitment in the relationship, but more of a fun and carefree romance. So, from this, we have some of our key meanings, and let's look at them. We have potential, possibilities, innocence, wonder, youth, freedom, adventure, leap of faith, new beginnings, and travel. Now that we've learned that the Fool card is telling us to get on a new adventure, new path, new journey, its reversed meaning could be that we are avoiding doing so in some way and for some reason holding ourselves back. So let's see some of the examples of the reversed Fool meanings. The Fool tarot card reverse can be a sign that in your excitement in the current situation, which is obviously very good for you, you are behaving somewhat recklessly towards others, as it can signify being irrational. The reversed Fool can also indicate being naive or overly optimistic. It may suggest that you are not really seeing the whole picture, or that you are being unrealistic about a particular situation. And it can also point to a lack of fun in your life and a lack of faith or hope. And another thing to be mindful of, and very important thing to be mindful of, is that you don't want to be taken advantage of with this card appearing in your spread, because for example, if you're becoming restless in your current job position or thinking of going out on your own, you need to carefully think before you act, because someone might take an advantage of you. And there is one more possibility with this card in its reverse position. It is that you might be holding back your best ideas due to a lack of confidence. And this reversed card then tells you not to be afraid to put yourself out there, not to be afraid to bring out your ideas, because you have the energy, fresh energy, you have the ambition. The timing is great for you, and you just need to believe in yourself. So from this, we have our reverse key meanings, which would be recklessness, foolishness, carelessness, naivety, lack of hope or direction, negligence, and hesitation. So, to draw a conclusion on this card, from this we can conclude that the Fool is a curious and optimistic child who sees the world as a playground of possibilities. He is open to anything. He is very curious. He wants to get to know the world. That's why this card represents innocence and the courage to take that first leap into the unknown, because the Fool is a child in this stage. Now let's move on to our next card.